Right guys, welcome back to the channel. You're probably wondering where I am today, but before I tell you, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I know you don't think it's important, but actually it's quite important to grow a channel, so yeah, little comment, little like, little subscribe to the channel, yeah. So today, I'm in the woods, not doing stuff I shouldn't be doing. I'm actually in a place called Hartburn, in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I'll tell you why. Because I went onto Google, yeah, and I Googled where is the most wealthy people live in Northumberland. So we're out burgling houses. Jokes. I found a grotto, yeah. And you're thinking, grotto? What is a grotto? The facts of the facts. I have no idea. It looks cool though. So it's in the middle of nowhere, in the woods. I don't even know where I'm going. That can't be it, surely. That can't be the grotto there. But it does look nice around here. So I think it is. Something similar to that. Not as shit. Even though it's not shit, that's quite a nice little setting down here, yeah. So let's take a walk through the woods and get at one with nature. Take our pants off and, well, we won't do that. If there is people around, but if there's no people around, I might blur it out. So I got the random little steps, just a couple of little steps there. I don't see the point in a couple of steps, yeah. Just let it be mud, yeah. Sometimes people just invent issues for no reason, yeah. Is it really that much of an issue to walk up a little bit of mud there? I don't know. But it is nice being by the river and just sort of no one around. There genuinely is no one around. So as I said, there's no one around here, but I did see one guy. He was wearing black and red shoes. It looked like he was masturbating in the woods, so if you do see him, be careful, yeah. I do like sort of getting out and about in the middle of something a bit different and out and about in the middle of nowhere, yeah, because I like all this kind of stuff. You know, like random little bridges, dried up riverbeds. Just going somewhere where you don't know where you're going. You don't really know what you're looking at, because as I keep on repeating, I never do sort of research anything. I have no idea. I like just coming, having a look and leaving, yeah. I know some people like the whole information thing. And again, I'm not against information. I'm more than happy for you guys to give me the information and I can read it, yeah. But I'm not going out my way to do that, yeah. Again, just a nice little river with nothing around here in Hartford, Heartfelt, Heart something. I've already forgot. 2 seconds. Let me just quickly pull up Google Maps. Hartburn. I'm in Hartburn. So yeah, I don't even know where I am. If I got kidnapped and sexually assaulted and just left to get back, I wouldn't know where to go, yeah. But please don't sexually assault me if you've got a small penis. I was just there taking a piss in a bush, yeah. And I heard like somebody, which it sounded like they were coming over like a wooden bridge and that. But I think it was a woodpecker. A woodpecker looking at my wood, tapping on the wood. So be careful if you're around here and you do get a semi. There are woodpeckers around, and if you're of a decent size, they might attack you. You might end up in the middle of nowhere getting a blowy from a woodie. I should probably tell you about the car parking situation, because that's important when you arrive. There is on the side of the road next to a couple cottages, yeah. There's enough room for about 2 or 3 cars, yeah, so not really a car park, just a bit of road, yeah, but you can just park there. Just start walking. I've headed left. I don't know if we're going the right way or not. But at some point, if we do get lost, you've also got the option of Google Maps. If it works around here, see, I'll actually give you some information. There is no signal around here, so if you get lost, you kind of just got to hope for the best, yeah. I don't know if I found the grotto or not, but there's a place here that looks familiar to the picture that I saw. It is like a cave in a wall, yeah. I say a cave, more like a small house built into the rock. And that does not look like it, but that does look nice. I'll stay and give you a quick look of the Hartburn River and rockage. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else likes this sort of setting here, but it is nice. Maybe I'll keep this and stick a little bit of music on it, you know. Take out my annoying accent and you get a nice video of some rocking water. You think they'd have like a signpost to it? All I see so far is a caution sign. You'll never guess what, just as I've said that, I found the grotto here. I also hear something walking around. So this is the Hartburn grotto, yeah. You can go inside, yeah. So we're going to go in to the Hartburn grotto. So I'll be back in a second. So let's take a walk in. I've got the torch on, yeah, because it does look dark in there. Maybe not in the camera, it doesn't look dark. So I don't know really what it is. Some kind of old building built into the rock. What's that in there? Nothing, so someone's left their little picnic down there with a Greg's cup. I don't know when this was built, but the architecture, how they've built all the rocks in that. Pretty cool. I wonder if it was some kind of church, yeah. I'm not going to lie to you, I thought it was going to be bigger than this, and I don't need that camera. Let me turn that camera off, yeah. Camera, torch, yeah. I thought it was going to be bigger, yeah. But it is quite nice, and they have a little bit, I smell weed around here, underneath. Sort of like footbridge, yeah. Like, I don't know if it looks as cool on camera as it does inside. Cool little building there. So I'm in Hartburn, we're at the Hartburn grotto. I might just have a quick look and see what it says about what it is. I know I don't normally do that, yeah, but I'm going to, and if I've got a signal, you're going to have some information about the Hartburn grotto here in Hartburn. So I'm back. I've actually found out what this is and why it was built in the 1760-ish. I can't remember that, but the 1700s, yeah. You'll never guess. I don't know if you want to take a stab in the dark what this could possibly be made for. It was built in 1760-ish for beavers to get changed. So people in this tiny little bit of river that is barely knee deep, yeah. So they built that so people could get changed. Still pretty cool, but I'm not too sure in the woods if you need somewhere to get changed. You could just go behind a tree, get your arse out, pull your pants back up, yeah. I don't think you need that, yeah. But maybe we'll take a walk or climb, a semi-walk climb up to the top and have a look around the Hartburn public changing room, I guess. I'm not going to lie, I forgot to say, I was a bit nervous there going in the public changing room because it looks like an ideal spot. I'm still climbing up for animals in that to live in. And I don't know what animals or even perverts live around here, yeah. So I could have went in there and been sexually assaulted or attacked by a bear. And you know what you're going to say is, there's probably no bears around here. But you've never been. So it is actually steeper than you think it is, yeah. It probably doesn't look like it on the camera, yeah. But I'm doing it so you guys can get a nice view of the top of a tree. So I've made it to the top. I'm a bit out of breath there. I'll give you a wee look at the top of the trees there. And again, do that finger trick. You zoom in, you can get a nice view of a bush. So the walk wasn't even too far, yeah. Oh no, it's about 10 minutes, yeah. And if you climb back up where I just climbed up, I think that's a quicker way, but the other way is the scenic route, yeah. So definitely go the scenic way. Don't be climbing up and down hills, yeah. It's always nice in the middle of nowhere. You think all the houses are going to look like the, you know, the old shitty cottages and that, but do the finger tick, zoom in. Someone's built like a modern house there. I don't know if this is for the horses, but the horses died because it's a bit overgrown, yeah. So I do like new with old. It's nice having a little bit of the old, a little bit of the new, yeah. So I'm going to take a walk back. I don't know if I'm going to find anything else, but I will be back. And I did see a nice little bridge in a different place. Maybe I'll pop in there. I'll show you a bridge, me under a bridge and that. Yeah, but I will wrap this up when it's the end. So I'm still walking back in that. I don't know if you can see that. A little hut through there. Just a guy's been out cutting down trees, storing logs for his log fire for when winter comes in that. And I'm guessing the bolly of chopping your own logs in that is quite annoying, yeah. So if you wanted to just steal a couple of his, if you live in the area and that, he's got loads, yeah. Point out, yeah, on a few videos when I've mentioned that, having a joke, yeah, having a bit of banter about stealing some jacket potatoes from Beamish and you putting cabbage as a topping on them is a joke, yeah. So if you're a bit sensitive in that, fuck off. I found some brambles, yeah. So free lunch there. You're not going to be here that long that you need lunch. I'm sure you could survive, yeah, but I was reading a thing in some places. Apparently you can get a £300 fine for stealing some brambles, yeah. I never knew there was such a thing as bramble police. Who's in the bushes just waiting? Well, apart from perverts, yeah, but waiting for people to steal brambles. Oi, you dirty bastard, leave the brambles alone. And who's giving a fuck? I'll put the brambles back, yeah, fuck off. Yeah, so I thought I'd just drop that fact out there. You can be fined. I don't know the facts are the facts of that. I just read the headline, yeah. You do the rest of the research and let me know, yeah. So that was the quicker way, not the scenic way. Back to where we started, where we saw the first hole in the wall, yeah. So you go down there, you follow that all the way down, yeah. And it takes you the scenic way. So Hartburn, they've got a nice little grotto, yeah. I don't know if the water gets any deeper at any point in the year that you could actually go swimming and get changed in there, but worth a visit, Hartburn, yeah. So I'm either going to stop off somewhere else or I'm going. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Told you before, it's important. See you later.